All right, combo ramp. So let's start with the ramp part of the combo ramp, huh? We've got 8 Dorcases here at the bottom end of our curve that all tap to make a mana. And all of these make an additional mana with Leyline of Abundance, which can start in play. So this deck is very capable of ramping out Nissa, who shakes the world, as early as turn 3. You could also theoretically play Questing Beast on turn 2. You play Elf or Goose on 1 with Leyline, and then you play Questing Beast on turn 2. Thanks for the 12 months, Demonger. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Now, with all of our mana, we're looking to ramp up here into Ulamog. And then we also have Growing Rights plus Wake Root as the combo part of our combo ramp deck. So if you haven't seen this before, Growing Rights flips over when you have 4 creatures. Then the back half here is strictly better Gaia's Cradle. So it taps for a green mana for each creature you control. So if you have Cradle of the Sun, the backside of this, along with Wake Root Elemental in play, and at least 4 other creatures, you make infinite mana. So this taps for 5. You use Wake Root to untap it and turn it into a creature. Now you have 6 creatures. Now you tap it for 6. Use 5 to untap it. Repeat until you have as much green mana as you need. Leyline of Abundance is a payoff for having infinite mana. You can make all of your creatures arbitrarily large. Wake Root Elemental is also kind of a self-contained payoff for having infinite mana because it can turn all of your lands into 5/5 creatures when you have a lot of mana. You could also just ramp up and cast an Ulamog if you were short of casting Ulamog. So different things like that. Someone in chat, Seth asking about Incubation Druid versus Leafkin. I think Incubation Druid's much better against control, so I'm going to leave Incubation Druid in. I think if you're really worried about the aggressive matchup, swapping this to Leafkin is fine. However, I think with what I'm looking to do here, I'd rather be slightly better against control, which I expect to be challenging some of the time. So let's go ahead and pop on into some matches here with this and see how it goes. While we're waiting for this first batch to pop, I just like to plug our raid sponsor again today. If you want an easy way to support my content, no cost to yourself, give them a download using my link there and play through the tutorial on PC. As a thank you for doing that, if you are a non-sub who downloads that using my link and plays through the tutorial, I will gift you a sub to my channel. So long as you're one of the first 250 to do that there, that's our final goal. If you are a sub who does it, you can bump something in the queue as a thank you. Pretty easy mulligan here. Has Leyline, but doesn't have any dorks in it. If either of these 2-ofs were a mana dork, I'd snap this off, but as is, gotta play catch and release. This hand's not amazing, but it's fine. We'll keep him. We'll bottom the 3rd Questing Beast. There are 2 Jeskai decks, both of which I think are very powerful. There is a Jeskai Luca variation, which we played yesterday on stream, and there is also a Jeskai Planeswalker Taking Turns deck, which we're going to play on stream later today. Someone had asked for my recommendation on best decks to hit Mythic with in Historic. I think any of the aggressive decks on my website are good choices for laddering up to Mythic. White Devotion Aggro, Gruul, Nio Winota, Jund Storm Herald, all of these are combo or aggro decks that are good to ladder with. Stream title, thank you. The tutorial takes about, I think some people said it takes up to 10 minutes. Depends on how fast you click. 5 to 10 minutes is probably about accurate. It's possible that this build that I'm playing right now is too linear And maybe I want some Voracious Hydra or King Kong in the 75 as a way to be able to kill some opposing creatures on occasion. Fighty Wolf could work. Maybe that card's like pretty low quality on average. Supplies Cabal Stronghold doesn't see some playing decks like the opponents. I'm not. Cabal Stronghold isn't particularly good. It's a clunky tapped land in a lot of situations, and then it also just like the payoffs that you have for it in those colors isn't particularly high. It also makes it's bad with things like Castle, and Castle's the much better utility land payoff on average, I think. So we have 6, 7 mana, still 3 off of this. Probably dead here. Would I cut Questing Beast in that case? Maybe. Also not certain that Growing Rites. I'm not certain that the combo aspect of this deck is worthwhile. I'm not sure that Growing Rites plus Wake Root is necessary with Ulamog as a payoff. This was a build-around submission to explicitly include the Growing Rites combo in a shell like this. Can you explain the difference in play patterns between Jeskai Luca and Jeskai taking turns? I'd encourage you to just take a second and go watch some of the gameplay. There's videos of both of those on my YouTube channel. The Maze's End deck was not particularly good. Yeah, if we hit a land, we get to play Ulamog next turn. And this elf is currently making 2 mana, so I get to go ahead and eat a food here, which is nice. Any good deck so far? The Black-Red Zombies deck that we started with this morning felt very reasonable. That is definitely in the lead for deck of the day so far. So pretty peak ramp deck problem here. Just like any land in the deck lets us cast our 10-drop. Instead, we draw a second 10-drop. If you do direct challenge, best of 3, Historic Nexus of Fate is considered banned. Alright, I'm going to tell my wife that we're going to leave it as tournament mode this weekend, and we'll make an announcement about this. So, if you're playing in the tournament this weekend, we will continue using the limited tournament challenge mode, because that's what we used for the first historic event. I'm Trim Questerson and bring in Vine Mare. Hey, Ogo, glad you're enjoying the game enough to spend some dollars. Remember, if you are playing, pop on into the subs Discord. Hey, Yellow Hat, Nassif, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream wherever you're at. Make sure you have a mod sword in here if you're ever around. This hand's pretty good. Got our Leyline, first Leyline hand. Nassif's good people. If you're looking for someone especially that plays a lot of non-rotating formats like Modern and Pioneer, Nassif does a lot of that. He's one of the best in the game. Be sure to give him a follow. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on Incubation Druid there because it's a free block. And then this makes 2, and this makes 2, so we get to just turn 3 Wake Root Elemental here, which is nice. Very nice. This is my 5/5. Sensor Sushi, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. You're having a wonderful Friday wherever you're at in the world. If you're challenging using the friends list with historic tournament mode, only the person being challenged can pick a historic deck. The person sending the challenge has to pick standard. What? What? Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna pretend. My wife's response to believe it or not, the tournament mode challenges bug for historic was #quality. I love her, chat. I'm gonna keep her. She's pretty great. She's pretty great. We get on nice. If you love her so much, you should marry her. I think I will. I think I will. What about the we are in fact going to keep the parasite. If we've nurtured it this long, it seems like it would be a waste of resources to not keep it at this point. And I'm nothing if not resource efficient, chat. Ego is fine against the Jeskai Luka deck. If you're a mid-range deck that can beat all of their sweepers, Unmoored Ego is a fine tool. What lands did you cut from Winota for Ziggurat? You could find my Winota list with Ziggurat on my website, Steam Flogger Boss. If you're having issues direct challenging last time, I would remind you that direct challenges are case sensitive for some god-awful reason, even though you can't have multiple people with the same screen name. So that was likely your issue. Hey, Trevor, thanks for completing the tutorial of Raid. I appreciate that. Be sure to drop me a message and let me know what account you'd like a sub gifted to. I'll take care of that at the end of the stream today. Well, I mean, that's this. I'm dead on board though, right? They pumped this, I'm dead. Okay, if you're copying it from Melee, that shouldn't be an issue. I don't know, there must be, in the nicest way possible, there must have been some kind of carbon-based issue there, because nobody else was reporting an issue with that. I feel like if there is some kind of issue with direct challenges, like Melee's been running a lot of tournaments. Oh, by the way, if you want to help save Magic, you should retweet this. I didn't plug this yet today. Like and retweet this tweet to help save Magic. Every one of you that likes and retweets that's a hero in your own right, and I appreciate you. That's true. The person entering their name into Melee could have also had a carbon-based issue. That is accurate. What is your quest? We seek the face. Hey, Distraction Squirrel. Thanks for checking out the sponsor. I appreciate it. I think I'd rather turn 3 Nissa than turn 2 Quester Sid. Yeah, carbon-based issue. Another good one is Pebcac. Problem exists between keyboard and chair. Anybody that's ever done IT support is familiar with carbon-based issues and Pebcac errors. They're very common. Pebcac errors are more common than you'd think. Hey, Artin, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Wetware. That's what I haven't heard. That's a good one. It's a wetware issue. ID10T error is one that throws me back though. Definitely heard that one. Alright, so they're a Yorion deck that died very quickly. I think this is probably not a Wakeroot Elemental matchup. Feel like I probably want to trim down that aspect of my deck and just bring in more threats that are a little bit cheaper. Picnic. Problem in chair, not in computer. Sure. Yeah, I like that. Cause it's a sneeper keeper, do 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 do, sneep papa keep papa, do 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 do, be do 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 do. The old turn 3 Nissa, setting them up, knocking them down. Oh no! Why you have to be so mean, Tefri? Why you have to be so mean? We're only gonna have a turn 4 Nissa, like some kind of plebeian.
Trust me, I have a plan.
I mentioned Tefri heard we were trash talking to him. We're trying to get you banned, Tefri. We're coming for you. They heard us on Twitter. Remember, everyone who likes and retweets is a hero in their own right.
I'll protect you.
It's a strange and magnificent world. Hey, thanks for the half year, early monsters. I'm enjoying this drug for the time being too. You love to see it.
Here goes nothing.
Can you explain what makes Incubation Druid better against control? Yeah, it can adapt. It can do stuff. It does stuff. It's able to attack. That's interesting. How do we know we're done with the raid tutorial? Your name will pop up in the corner, Saba Speed. And usually I'll say thank you when I see it. No, it's not weird timing. They want to do it before Ulamog's in play, so I don't draw a card. They're trying to avoid me drawing a card here. Because this is indestructible, but I'll still draw a card because it had the power. It has the power! Woohoo! Hey, they're still dead though, right? I get to adapt plus make a Nissa land here. Yeah, I also get to pump my team here. Because each of these tap for 3 and this taps for 2, so I get to activate Leyline of Abundance. So they block that, and then they take 11 dead. It's also very possible that instead of the combo, we're better off having like 5 mana Vivien in the deck. I think 5 mana Vivien pumps out a lot of chunky monkeys in a real nice way. So yeah, not like I said, not certain that the weak root combo is ideal in here. Hey, Saba Speed, thanks for finishing the raid tutorial. I appreciate that. Drop me a message. Let me know if you'd like to gift someone a sub or bump something in the queue. Word going around Twitter that there's a new bug cropping up about Moto where you auto-win after casting Distant Memories as the opponent never gets a prompt box to resolve the spell. Hello? Hey, Azuri Cat, thanks for checking out the raid sponsor as well. Sure. Sure. 1-2 has Wake Root eventually. This is worse than Llanowar Elves, but probably still fine. Alright, so do I Growing Rites or do I Paradise Druid? I think I'd Paradise Druid because I'd like the extra mana from Goose down the line. Maybe a Jund deck on the other side here. Feels magic, man. Feels magic, man. You ever consider running a Jeff's Banlist standard tournament? No. Content like that's not super popular in my experience. People want to both watch and play in tournaments that they can play in other ways. Can you drop me a DM, Saba? Just as a thanks to remind me. I'm gonna take care of all those at the end of the stream today. Discord, Twitter, Twitch, anywhere is the most convenient for you. Hey, Fire and Fury. Thanks for finishing the raid tutorial. Drop me a message, let me know if you'd like a gifted sub or to bump something in the queue. Yeah, this card's been super underwhelming so far. What about a no Teferi historic tournament? Yeah, that might be a possibility. We'll see how the format shakes out. Would any decks bumped right now be played before the open? No. Except for exceptionally large bumps, I don't do updates midstream. Yeah, we're super dead here. Let's put some Soul Guide Lanterns in our deck, huh? Can we play a few games off the combo? Yeah, I think so, Seth. I'm gonna board it out here, and then we'll readjust the main deck without it. Yeah, maybe Time Lord. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, ideally I'd like to focus on formats that actually exist, but in the event that there like ends up being like a tier 0 Jeskai deck, I think it would be better content without it. But we'll see. If they do the right thing and manage the format, I'm hoping that won't be necessary. Doing custom ban list type stuff. The flex running an event series completely online gives us a lot of flexibility to do what we want when we want it. And like I said, there's going to be a little bit longer gap in between this event tomorrow and the next event, because Christie's likely going to pop sometime in the next month. And she'll need time to recover. I'm going to be taking time off in general once that happens. Hey, Mirtik, thanks for completing the read tutorial. I appreciate the support. Drop me a message, let me know what you'd like to do. Either a gift sub or bump something in the queue. Conceded when they didn't get an Ulamog trigger. Lol. A card's so brutal when you get 2 for 1 by it. It's like, well, poop. Moto is so bugged that WotC just emergency banned Distant Memory in a turn. What does that card even do? Search your library for a card, then exile it, then shuffle your library. An opponent may have you put that card in your hand. If no, you draw 3 cards. It times the other yeah, but like, somebody figured out that it times the other person out while they like generically put it in their deck, right? So like, obviously it's bugged, and I understand it's bugged, but like, who was attempting to play that honestly? Oh, an EDH player. Okay, that makes sense. EDH makes sense. Hey, Valkyrin. Thanks for taking the time to check out the raid sponsor. Let me know if you'd like a gift sub or to bump something in the queue as a thank you. It's good in Commander because it's a political play. Sure. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it looks like an EDH card. Do I have a preferred land destruction deck? There is a Jeskai variation in the queue we're going to get back to at some point that we played the first time through and was okay. You shall not have my firstborn. Leave him alone. Feeling pretty dead. Okay. Well, it's a good pickup. Crunch. They get to start priesting us here, though. I don't know. I feel like we're still pretty far behind. They have Priest and Luris here. There is not a Shillings leaderboard. It is not something that Twitch does currently. It'd be nice if they did, though. Well, have you played Commander before? I have. I'm not a huge fan. Not a huge fan of Commander as a format. Hey, CI Storm, thanks for completing the raid tutorial. I appreciate that. Let me know if you'd like a gifted sub or to bump something in the queue via DM. Have we won a game? We've not. Alright, so let's cut this Wake Root Growing Rates combo. I think I want some Voracious Hydras for a touch of interaction. And maybe some Viviens here. And honestly, I might want a split of Viviens. Yeah, when the type of gameplay that Commander tends to generate, I would rather play a board game to get it, if that makes sense. So like the casual Commander experience is difficult to balance, and not in addition to being difficult to balance, it's also expensive. Like, I guess you could build proxy decks and have it be pretty cheap, but like, if you're not proxying, building Commander decks is often not cheap. Hey, thanks Electric Crayon for checking out the raid sponsor. Drop me a message, let me know if you'd like a gifted sub or to bump something. As you can see behind me, or you could maybe kind of see, this giant set of shelves. These are all board games behind me, which during non-pandemic times, we usually have people over once a month or try to have play games. A couple of games, if you're looking for a good casual experience that's similar to Magic for multiplayer. Dice Throne, and what's the unicorn game called? Does anybody know the unicorns card game? Someone in this chat knows what it's called. But the unicorns card game and Unstable Unicorns. Yeah, Unstable Unicorns and Dice Throne are both good casual card game experiences for multiplayer. Aloes and Nader, thanks for completing the raid tutorial. I appreciate the support. Alright, what am I getting rid of here? Probably this one.
I'll return with larger predators.
Clank's a good board game. Clank isn't like a Unstable Unicorns and Dice Throne create a multiplayer gameplay experience similar to multiplayer Magic, is the reason why I point them out there. There's a ton of great board games. In fact, if you want to see some of my favorite board games for my personal recommendations, here's a tweet here with a bunch in a picture. Tradesies, really? Okay, interesting. Do you like Dominion or Thunderstone? Dominion's fine. Dominion's like one of the OG deck building games. There are a bunch of boxes Dominion on the shelves of Dominion on the shelf behind me. I think Dice Throne's one of my favorites for that type of casual experience, though, because it has, we can cast Ulamog, right? This is 6, 8, 9, 10. Hold! I need to Stone Rain my opponent while they're missing land drops. Hold, please. I don't know that it's fair to say Dominion is Baby's first deck builder wife. Like, Dominion works a little bit differently than, like, the lineup-based deck building games, but I don't think it's, like, strictly easier. I didn't realize 10 mana was so close. Yeah, when you double all your lands and then add 2, it's real easy. They're mono black, so probably Vine Mare. A split questing beast with Vine Mare. You did, Alonzonator. It popped up for me. Thanks for doing that. I appreciate it. This hand is great. Has Leyline into play here. So we have turn 3 Vivien, potentially, if they don't interact with either of these. Or discard Spellless. Was that turn 4 Ulamog? I think so. We're going to lose Incubation Druid here almost assuredly since we have 2 5-drops. Hoping to draw just any ramp creature here. We have 15 ramp creatures to draw. Yeah, that's true. It was turn 4 Ulamog, turn 4 cast Ulamog, and we had one of our lands die inside of combat. Just funny. Brain Maggot's so good. Good quality disruptive threat here.
The land will not forsake you.
My brain's feeling a little bit itchy, chat. Do you think I should go see a doctor? I'm not sure my brain's all there, chat. I'm sure it's fine.
This is my paradise.
Decidedly not fine. Decidedly dead. If it lasts for more than 4 hours, call your doctor. It's a pretty good hand on the play, chat. Pretty good hand on the play. The contributors on the raid thing are the number of people out of that 236 that installed it that spent money on raid. If you're one of those people that spent money or that's just playing and likes it, even if you're free to play, make sure you pop in the subs Discord. We got a channel that we talk about that, among other things in there. There's channels for almost everything in the subs Discord. We got a lot of them. Land here is great. Setting up for this turn 3 Nissa. Joke's on you, opponent. I brought 2 Nissas. Just got off the waitlist into Hoots and can't wait. Thanks, Ironclad. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to having everybody play tomorrow. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Yeah, if you're someone that's interested in playing in the Historic Open tomorrow, remember it is free if you are currently subscribed to the channel. Make sure you join the waitlist in the Discord server. While we can't guarantee everybody on there gets in, some number almost assuredly will. If you're having an issue with deck list submissions, HA3 cards should now be legal on Melee. Please tag my wife in Discord in the Ask the TO channel. Nah, it's probably fine, Pump Fist. Actually, it depends on when you're ready to start hitting the clan boss, you probably want to join a weaker clan because the Hoaglandia clan doesn't kill the lower clan bosses. We usually only kill Nightmare. What? What? They legions ended the forest out of my hand? What? That's incredibly rude. That just ain't right, chat. That just ain't right. Wait, why did it use... Dang it, Magic Arena. Well, I missed a point of damage because I wasn't paying attention to what it was tapping. Wait, that's illegal. Right? Ugh. They legions ended a forest out of my hand, is what happened for people wondering. Okay, so... This is a great draw.
I love everything from deer to dinosaurs. With my aim and their claws, you're done.
So we'll do this, and then we'll post-combat Questing Beast. I mean, if they have a second Legion's End, we're still okay, right? Because, like, I have Questerson in my Vivien Arkbow Ranger. What happened to all of their lands? They've just missed their 3rd land drop all game. Alright, yeah, they're dead to the Questing Beast, so... Anybody having issues with deck list submissions, please post in the Ask the TO channel in the subs Discord server. Thank you.
Enough to survive.
The classic no lands ramp deck, yep. For people that are having issues, try refreshing your browser page because they did just push an update. If you haven't refreshed your browser page and cleared your browser cache, do that and try again. Hey, Low One. I hope you stay safe out there. Thanks for the biddies. And you've got that sword, so you'll be here in chat regardless. Hope everything works out for you. So, Prospector means goblins. Tin Street Dodger probably implies a little bit more aggressively slanted goblins, though. That's a really good thought. I like that idea. And that's a good way to metagame, right? So, main deck Thalia in Naya Winota. That doesn't seem unreasonable at all. Just, like, give you time to slow down their sweepers and kill them. Hey, J-Rock, thanks for gifting a sub to Low One. Any new goblins in HA3? That one. That one right there. Incinerate. Right, down to 16. I think we're playing Elf plus eating a food next turn. Could also just do that. I think we're just doing this. That's unfortunate. I guess we're playing Voracious Hydra next turn. X is 4. We'll eat one of the unblockable dorks. They don't give us the best Goblin Wastelanded port. Yeah. I think we're safe from that. I think at this point, I'd rather kill the Tin Street Dodgers and the Skirt Prospectors because the Tin Street Dodger runs past my blockers. And that's definitely how I lose this game, I think, is if I don't find action and they kill me with the Tin Street Dodger. The little bit of interaction from Voracious Hydra being very good here. Yeah, I prefer the arts I already have, though, Nemesis. Are we dead? Block, block, take 8, go to 3. How underwhelming Leyline has been in this format. It really just makes me chuckle even more about the disaster that is the Pioneer ban list. Like, yeah, I just can't even really put into words how, like, annoying and disappointing the Pioneer management of the Pioneer format is. Really pretty sad. What management? Lack or lack thereof? Honk, honk. They managed it for like 3 whole months. Did you expect more or something? Harsh but fair. Was there logic behind banning Leyline of Abundance? The Green Devotion deck was putting up good numbers in the format when they banned it. And as always, and I'll say this and repeat this till I'm blue in the face, Wizards' biggest issue, in my opinion, with their non-rotating formats isn't simply the fact that they ban the wrong things. A lot of the time, I think their bannings in the moment make sense with what they currently have. In my opinion, Wizards' biggest failing when it comes to managing their non-rotating formats is their constant failure to reevaluate things that are on their ban list that should later come off. So, like, when they banned Splinter Twin, I think it was probably a fine card to ban. But Splinter Twin still being banned today in 2020 is like nonsense BS that's unreasonably stupid. When they banned Leyline of Abundance and Felidar Guardian and Smuggler's Copter and Pioneer, I think those bans were fine in the moment. But now you look at what the formats become since they banned those cards, and it's like, why are these banned? Why are these still not legal with the things that are now good and legal in the format? Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm done with this one. I mostly feel like we're just getting beat up. Yeah, I don't know. Like, our good linear draws are good. Our average draw feels real mediocre. When people are interacting with our mana creatures, it doesn't feel particularly good. Hey, Aelthor, thank you for completing the raid tutorial. Let me know if you'd like a gifted sub or to bump something in the queue via DM. So yeah, I don't know. There might be something here. There's almost assuredly different things you can explore doing with this archetype, but overall, I was pretty whelmed by that set. Yeah, and again, that's why the average draws are what you really need to focus on, right? So like, while we turned forward an Ulamog one game after they destroyed one of our lands, that's not what we were doing in the majority of our games, right? And looking through the lens of like, okay, what's happening on average is really important. What was the average viewership during the Hook Lane turns? I don't know that stat offhand. If you go to the site sullynome.com, you could look back and reference it. All right, what are we doing? Speaking of, we are going to take a peek at some Naya Winota up next here, which I may or may not shove some copies of Thalia into. Probably not to start, but we might end up there. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll while I get set up and flip over to this next one. When we get back in just a few minutes, we're going to hopefully run some people down with Winota, Joiner of Forces, and Angrath's Marauder here. So back in just a few. Thanks for hanging out today, folks.